how are interest rates affecting the real estate market here in Rochester, Minnesota? Today I have with me Ryan Manley, who's a lender, and we're gonna talk about the market and what we're seeing and give you guys some good information. Hey Ryan, how's it going?
I'm doing great, Joe. How are you doing today?
Good, good. Let's dive into this very interesting real estate market and kind of share some insights as to what we can expect for the spring market, which we're in March now, and it's coming around here soon, right?
Temps are warming up. I saw some green grass, not green grass, brown grass, but yeah, we're headed towards spring here.
Yeah, we want to see green grass, right?
We do. We may have to wait till May or June for that.
Yep. So let's start with taking a look at demand. Demand is what fuels home prices based on the number of buyers that are in the market. So if we take a look at the median sale price, we have $305,000 for the month of February, and the month of January we were at 278. So we're basically at the same price as we were last year before interest rates started to go up and home prices we're kind of flattening out. So we're starting to see those same levels of sale price or home prices, even though interest rates where are they now, Ryan?
Well, we're at national average is probably about 6.75 today.
Okay, so 6.75, and then about a month ago or in the last several weeks, where were we at?
I was just looking at that yesterday. Actually, we saw rates as low as 5.3 about a little over a month ago.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, we saw rates kind of come down and now they're kind of going up again. So it's been kind of a very, interesting market to follow, but having good information is very important as you're looking to get into the home buying process and home shopping, right, Ryan?
Yeah, exactly. I think the big takeaway right now when it comes to rates and markets is just how much volatility we're seeing in the rates. Typically when somebody will get pre-approved, it might take them 60, 90 days to find a house. In a normal period, we'd see maybe rates change maybe a quarter up or down during that time frame. And we're seeing rates sometimes move a quarter a day right now. So it's just very volatile right now with rates.
Yep. Yeah, it's I was helping some buyers yesterday with writing an offer, and they were pre-approved maybe, like 2 months ago. So I just wanted, I told them, hey, let's make sure, let's touch base with your lender to make sure that, the rate based on the current rates today, that, your monthly payment is still going to be affordable and make sense. And it did for them, but it's just something that you have to be closely monitoring. So like having a lender that will have good communication, keep you posted is very important. And also a realtor that will kind of keep that in mind as you're, writing offers. And especially if you're, if you're pre-approved for like 300,000 and you're looking at homes very close to that price point, you want to just, be careful with that, right, Ryan?
Yeah, exactly. And I think with rates right now, it's more important than ever, like you were saying, for everybody to be together on the same page.
Yep.
Realtor, lender, because, when the rates change, so right now we're seeing a little higher interest rates. Well, it's a great time to buy because we're seeing less buyers in the market. So you can get better negotiating on purchase. And then if we see rates start to come down over the next month or two, we're going to see more buyers come in. So it's going to be tougher to negotiate. So it's really understanding what are the rates doing this week and really getting a game plan together with your lender and realtor.
Absolutely. So let's take another look at another very important metric. So days on the market. So for the month of February, we were at 43 days versus 32 days. Now, you might be wondering, well, if home prices, are starting to go up again, there's a lot of demand. Why is it taking longer or why did it take longer for the month of February for homes to sell, right? And I was thinking about that yesterday. And, my answer to that is, there's a lot of homes that during the winter were not selling just because, the demand wasn't there, or maybe they were also overpriced, but now they're starting to sell. So those homes that are selling at listing or even higher, right? They're going to have accumulated more days. So my prediction is that the days on the market for March will be under 43. And for the median sell price, we're going to see this 305 even go up a little bit more. That's what I'm thinking. What are your thoughts on that, Ryan?
Yeah, I agree. I think we'll see prices come up a little bit next month. Of course, we're getting into kind of the spring market starting in March here. So yeah, there's just little inventory out there still, and we're seeing where buyers that typically might be a move-up buyer, they're at an interest rate on their current mortgage of 2.5% to 3.5%. So it's tough for them to list. So I think inventory is still going to continue to be tight, and as long as we see inventory be tight, we're going to see home prices go up.
Ryan, speaking of inventory, I have the new listing data here for the month of February. We were 21% less homes for sale than in February of last year. And so, I mean, we saw increase from December to January and slower increase of new homes for the month of February. So for the month of March, I expect this number to be higher. But I think we're going to have like a couple different factors and challenges. So like if you're a home buyer, like we mentioned, you got to be on top of the market as you're looking to buy, and interest rates as well, because if interest rates keep climbing, even though we're having more people in the spring, more demand looking at homes, some of those people their budgets might go down. So you may have less multiple offers or less competition as a home buyer if rates keep kind of going up a bit. So that would be good for you. That would be in your favor. But then, you also have to like keep in mind that there's going to be maybe not as many homes. So it's just something that you kind of have to measure, like Ryan said, like kind of weekly. So it's just, I think something that's important to know. Hopefully, I'm hoping rates don't go up too much and kind of stay flat. But Ryan, let's talk a little bit more about like, I guess, what options do you have? Like, let's say you find a home in that 300,000 price point that you like, which is kind of where your budget is. And maybe because rates went up now, you have less competition, but your rate's going to be higher. What are some things that you can do to kind of keep your monthly payment, a little lower than otherwise, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, there's rate buy down programs. The 2-1 buy down is very popular. What that is the seller pays to buy down your rate for the first 2 years. In the first year, you're going to be 2% below the market rate. And then in year 2, you're going to be 1% below the market rate. And the philosophy is that, during the end of the recession, we'll see rates actually be lower. So during that time frame, you'd be able to refinance. One of the main things, too, is that I'm talking to buyers about is don't focus so much on interest rate, focus on your payment. And as long as you're comfortable with that payment at the current interest rates of 6.5, 6.75,
sure,
that's a great time to buy. And we can always refinance. Getting a good price on a home is important in the long run. Your rate is going to change. You can refinance at any point. And we truly do feel that rates are going to be lower late 23 and in 24.
Sure. So in the next couple of years, we expect rates to be lower than they are now. So as long as you can get into a house that you can afford the payment, there's several options where you can get potentially a lower rate for the first year or 2 years, right? Doing that 2-1 buy down program. Absolutely. And then, if rates go lower than your current interest rate, then you can refinance, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We're seeing a lot of buyers right now, just having conversation with buyers where the concern is the interest rates, of course. Well, if you continue to wait, what we're going to run into is if we do see rates come down in late 23, 24, it's going to bring all these buyers back in. Yeah. So we're going to see home prices go up. So I know this is totally against what a lot of people believe in, but the higher rates are actually a good opportunity if you're looking to buy.
Right. And that's why like this winter, as winter, early fall winter, when rates were at like closer to 7, I mean, you could have a lot of negotiating power. You could get a home inspection, some closing costs, like very easily. Obviously during this time there weren't as many options, but if you found an option that worked for you, that was a good time.
Absolutely.
Now it's become more, there's more competition. I have buyers that, eventually you will get a home, and right, you have to be patient. So that's important, kind of keep that expectation. But I have buyers that have written several offers and we haven't gotten them. But I think it's part of the real estate market that we're in. I think the biggest challenge right now for the real estate market is the supply side. There's not enough homes to meet the demand, and we would have to build so many homes, or so many people would have to sell their homes to be to be able to equalize that more. So until that changes, like Ryan was saying, if rates go down, you're gonna see an influx of demand and buyers, so prices will go up. So you kind of have to pick your battle, right? And I think at this point in this market is if you can afford the price, find a home that you like, do it. We can always figure out the rates later in the future, and we expect those to go down. Does that sound pretty accurate, Ryan? Anything
Yeah,
else you wanna
absolutely.
add?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, the rates being in the threes and fours, that's a thing of the past. That was once in a lifetime generation thing. So I don't think we'll see that again in our lifetime. But I do think, as long as the payment is comfortable with you with the current market rate and the house works for you, don't try to time it. Get in that house that you love, enjoy it. We'll get the interest rates down at some point. Probably not in the threes or fours, but I do think we'd be able to refinance in the fives at some point.
Perfect. Cool. Well, if you're interested in buying a house here in Rochester, you feel free to reach out to Ryan or myself. We'll have our contact information on the video description below. And let us know in the comments what other questions you have about the real estate market and or buying a home here in Rochester, Minnesota. Thank you for watching.